How are you?
I'm well. How about yourself?
Good, good. I was getting ready to tell you something. I was like, oh, we're live. Well, I hope everyone out there is doing well as well. We are about to talk that stuff. This was the season finale of Married to Medicine. Um, just initially, how would you just rate this season from we'll do 1 to 5. Oh, well, 1 to 10 gives you more wiggle room. 1 to 10.
6.
I was gonna say 6 too. I think we may have rated it before, and it hasn't.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the finale may have like added some judge. I was like, "Quad's coming," but it's still a 6. Yeah, maybe even a 5.6. No. It was very mediocre.
Anticlimactic. Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Well,
And I don't know if they thought Phaedra was gonna do something. She didn't. Yeah,
mm-mm.
like she could have been there this season or not, and I don't think it would change
Yeah,
anything.
yeah.
Yeah.
If you had to write about the season, she would get just a little bit more than a footnote.
Yeah, yeah. Phaedra came in, and then that's it. Yeah. So
I
I
think
mean,
I think even Alicia did better than her.
yeah, yeah. I think they were expecting her to bring, and I think we talked about this a little bit, but her to bring her Atlanta stuff there, and it just doesn't fit with this group. It doesn't
No,
fit with the
it's a
group.
different cast. It's a different
Hmm.
storyline. They have 10 years of history, whereas when she came on, it was like what, season 3, season 4, something like that.
Yeah,
So, she wasn't that far behind.
yeah. So, but yeah, but we're about to get into this season finale episode. The couples are still in Hilton Head, and they're doing their different activities, and G's getting hit on the head with the. You remember his wife
You hit
accidentally.
me with
Right, right. Um, so anyway, the ladies are well, they go to a scene where the ladies are kind of like on the balcony or whatever, kind of talking, and they're talking about the $150,000 that just went missing that Alicia doesn't have an accounting for. And she was just like, you know what? I don't know where it is. It probably went to the kids. Now, we're at different income levels than these people. So I can see, I'm trying to like equate, like, okay, that might be like 150K to them, may be what, I don't know, 1,000 to us.
$50.
No, no. In any case, now I can see, I'll just put like a small number, let's say $50. I can I can see like, okay, man, what happened to $50 this week? And you're like, oh, you know what? I did go to Walmart and I bought this, and then I gave, this little Girl Scout about $6 cookies, and then, so that can kind of fall away. But $150,000 and you don't know where it is, and what kind of kids? You got 2 little kids. What are you buying them? But anyway, I personally do think she probably does have like a little hideaway account, but he's more in to the finances, so he was just like, hold up, something's missing. So
150,000 that she put into that hideaway account. Mm-hmm.
that's what's missing. That was
Mm-hmm.
for the kids when we escaped.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So heavily it's along the same lines of us. And she's like, she just don't want him to know. And she was like, look, you need to know where your money is going. And she said this in the diary. She's like, ain't that what Nigerians do? Have whole families over there. And you already said you ain't. I forgot the word that won't get us. Well, we
Fellatio.
yes, yes. And she was like, he getting it from somewhere. I'm like, that doggone Heavenly. Oh my gosh. And so Heavenly did offer some advice. She was saying, look, your husband and my husband are actually very similar in their beliefs, but you're too honest. I think she's more like, you gotta know how to, I'm gonna say like play the game. She didn't say it like
Mm-hmm.
that, but basically like play the game. So, you know what he like. You ain't got to tell it sounds crazy to the world, but it's working for us. So we're gonna let it work for us and just let it do what it do. Because to me, if she didn't like it, she wouldn't be there. I ain't gonna say didn't like it, but I'm sure she knew what she married before she married him. Like she had some clues. You don't
Hopefully.
think so?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know anything about African culture
Mm-hmm.
in terms of marriage before sex. I mean, well, sex before marriage.
Mm-hmm.
So, I can only assume that they had sex prior to getting married.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
so, she would have known. right?
Yeah.
And that's when you're your freakiest, I think.
And I would think that she, if it's a cultural thing, that is something that's just known. I don't know anything about I have assumptions and heard some things. You know what I need to ask? I know some people that have dated some people from Nigeria, so I'll ask them if that's something or if that's just his belief. Because I don't think,
I'm
to me,
gonna
it's like
tell
a
you,
whole country. You can't.
it is a whole country, and they
Yeah.
have lots of different ethnic groups in that
Yeah.
one country. But I will tell you about my line brother. My
Mhm.
line brother didn't mind going down on his girlfriend.
Okay, well that answers my question. It's his culture, maybe his tribe or his family that don't do it. He don't know what his daddy and mama was doing, but any case. And to me, like I will say, like back in the day, it was a little taboo to be like, like people may do it, but they ain't gonna tell the world. And now it's like
in the 90s.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, but now it's just like, come on now, y'all. They got songs about like much worse than what y'all thinking. So but anyway, Evelyn also made some good points because they have money. Like, you can hire somebody in to do some of the things you don't want to do. So if y'all got money, if you don't feel like cooking,
He thinking about a nanny now, and if they got $150,000 that they could throw away, they can afford a nanny.
You can definitely afford a nanny. And it's interesting, like he was feeding his child for what, all of 3 seconds, and now you need a nanny. And she doing this all day, every day.
Because he had to do it. Because he had to do it.
Yes. Oh my God. So anyway, the ladies are all dressed in their shiny metallic get-ups for this 10-year anniversary.
Except for Toya. What did Toya have on? Please help me out.
Because everybody came out super shiny. So I was like, oh, it must be silver. It must be like the silver anniversary. I'm just assuming based on how they're dressed. And she came out. I'm like, I guess it could be.
So, I mean, when you turn the aluminum foil over, there's a dull side.
So maybe that's what she looked on Pinterest and found that. I don't know. But yes. And then, okay. I don't know. It's going to sound like I'm hating on Phaedra, but not only do I not understand why she's there, but I don't know. I feel like I would be more respectful. So like, let's say if we're going to, I'm the only single lady on a trip with married couples and we're going out somewhere to like the club, fine. But if we're having dinner with each other, why am I half dressed? I don't know. I just felt like that was kind of inappropriate for her to have on what she had on, but
well, far be it from me to even though I talk about what they have on all the time. I didn't see anything wrong with it, but I was looking at it from my lens. So I don't.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it was cute. I don't think it was anything wrong with the outfit per se. It was more of the audience. This is like, okay, Curtis can't even help himself. He in Hilton. He probably having memories. And you come down here in this dress. But I don't know. So
Michelle, you is messy.
Oh my gosh. But they have their dinner, and that dinner is actually pretty positive. Like they discuss like the highs and lows. They discuss the highs that kind of flash back, and this might have been before, or I don't know when you start. I can't remember when you started watching, but they went back to like the Miami trip flashback when they went to see Heavenly's home and when she grew up and talk about that. They did the old shot. That was like a flashback. And they did. I don't know if you watched the season where it was one of the couples trips, but to get the best room, they did a dance competition, and that's where Damon was spinning on his head. Yeah. I saw
a flashback of it.
Okay. So yeah, so they flashback to those, and then the low times was mostly Simone going off or Heavenly going off, or Toya going off. But they flashback to that. Also, the infidelity of Curtis, they flashback to that and how it was emotional and stuff. So they have gone through a lot. What I will say, and I agree with, was it Phaedra who said this? Oh, yes, it was. That this group is different, where other
probably would have stayed in a marriage if she had
yes,
done that. Mm-hmm.
yeah, and other people, other franchises, like if you got an issue with your man or any type of, they're gonna feed on that or even make it up, Potomac. But with this group, if they have an issue with their husbands, they really do like break all the pettiness and they really try to support them. So I do agree with that. But anyway, so let's see what else they do. Dr. Greg G, he thanks everybody for accepting his new wife. And I don't know if you noticed, like her breast was like spilling out, but she ended up finding like a little shirt, a jacket or something that she put on top of it. Because he was like, look.
He said that?
Well, no, he didn't say that. I'm just thinking he may have said that because she was just like, how is it? He was just like, I hope they don't fall out. And she came downstairs and I think maybe Dr. Jackie said something. And so she went and kind of covered up. But I thought this, I'm kind of moving forward, but I don't
Mother
like,
has spoken.
Right. I don't like to see, to me, I don't mind cleavage or whatever, but when it's like the push-up, like Heavenly and what's her name had at that party, I don't like on the breast all up at the neck in them outfits. You probably didn't pay attention to that.
I saw it, and the only thing that I really thought about it was just the fact that they have a lot, and
yeah,
I guess for me it was more like her choice. Like, why did you think it was okay to do that? I mean, it was just.
Yeah. It's like I thought about doing the same thing, but it's more funny when you do it. But it is. It's like because to me it's like a tasteful way. Because I've seen women that are more endowed like have a cleavage, but it doesn't look like it's like smashed and all up in your neck or whatever. But
it seems like she does stuff like that on purpose. And when I say she, I'm talking about Dr. Heavenly, not so much Sweet Tea. And the reason I say not so much Sweet Tea, even though she does it all the time, it's just that I've never seen Sweet Tea look nice ever.
Bye. We're done, guys.
What?
I'm laughing partly because I'm trying to think of a time where I can say, wait a minute. I can't. Oh my gosh. So I will say that her wedding.
It's all right.
Okay.
It's all right.
I was trying to think, but yeah, it's almost like I will give it to her. It's a season 1 look. Like she hasn't, because everybody pretty much looked like that season 1.
Yeah.
So once they get, when they flash back to Dr. Heavenly, Dr. Simone, all of them, how they looked the first couple of seasons, yeah. So she'll get it together. Mm-hmm. And I do appreciate her natural body, even though she don't have a facial pointed it out, but they done got all worked up and done up. But I'm just like, he like it, let him. Yeah, and she do her thing.
I will say though that I went back and I saw Phaedra's first season on Atlanta, and I liked her look back. It was very conservative. I want to say that her look was very conservative, but I liked it. She didn't look bad.
Yeah. Now she it's interesting because she doesn't look like she's aged a lot, but all the makeup and it's a lot that she has to do to maintain that.
She's filled out.
Yeah. And she does definitely dresses provocative. Yes. Yeah. That's her thing now. I'm just like, there's no, I can't think of any scene where she something wasn't inappropriate. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. But
pushing the envelope.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Because not necessarily inappropriate, but pushing the envelope for sure. But yeah, what is else? Let me see. Yeah, I think we talked about Phaedra and all this kind of stuff, her staying in the group, thinking that, it would help her marriage. Now, Dr. Simone asked the group, anybody there has ever told their spouse that you want a divorce? And a lot of the hands went up. I think pretty much everybody except for Dr. Heavenly and Daddy and Kimba. Those are the only people I didn't see hands go up. And honestly, I feel like Dr. Heavenly and Dr. Daddy, they have an understanding with each other. They was like, look, what we're not about to do is air our dirty laundry on this show. So they got each other. She was like, I'll take care of the drama for us. So we ain't gotta air our I'm giving enough where we ain't got to bring our marriage stuff up. So I don't know. They may or may not have. I don't want to put that on them. But it is interesting that people have not just thought it, but actually said it to their spouse. And I got the sense, I don't know if you got the sense, but what's her name said when she was pregnant with her daughter looks like she's about 2. So this must be like within the last couple of years. And Toya and her husband mentioned it, and they flashed back to like a couple of years ago too.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't really say when it came
right after the pandemic.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's when it came up. You know, that's just their flashback, but it seemed like that probably was a good time. And I mean, yeah, I'm not surprised that Eugene brought it up, but Toya, girl, you better keep that man. I don't know how many people gonna put up with her.
Yeah, I didn't know. It was kind of like, I hate to say this, but I was kind of vacillating when it came to them. It was kind of like, it was just to hear him speak. It almost sounds like he's always apologizing for her. And when I say apologizing for her, I don't really mean apologizing for the things she does, but always as if he's always in the wrong. And the sense that I get is he's not always in the wrong.
No.
So
it's probably more her than anything. Only because, like, I feel, well, not only does she not think she's wrong about anything, but she wants so much. And I don't think she's giving what she wants from him, if I can say that. Because, like, he's literally, like, working his tail off to pay for the house, pay for the cars, pay for these bags, accommodate her lifestyle. But not only does she want him to do that, he's also cooking. He's also planning, you know, they have to be the best dates because it can't just be any date. It's got to be the ones that meet her criteria. And she's going to, you know, critique it if either way. So, and yeah, whole thing. That's all.
And I feel sorry for her kids. Her kids are seeing this, and that is what okay, so look, I actually I don't see anything wrong with a man doing those things. I don't see anything wrong with a man doing any of those things. But to be so demanding about it, that's what I have a problem with.
And you know what? When you mention the kids, you don't realize it, but what happens is the kid sees that and they don't do it on purpose. They end up marrying their mother. And she's not gonna like them because why you got my son working? Why you got my son doing this? And she's gonna see herself and not like it. But that's how it usually happens. Like people will marry their either mom or dad for better or for worse. Like they'll realize, like, ooh.
That's why you need counseling. Doctors need counseling too, and their wives.
For sure. Cecil brought up he thanked Heavenly for renewing their vows, and he said that was like a memorable moment for him, and he appreciated that. That was nice of him.
He's very much a diplomat. He very rarely says the wrong thing. However, when he and Simone were arguing, I was like,
"Oh, you mean like back in the day?"
Yeah. When they showed that flashback, I need to see this.
They were like, I mean, that season they were like literally divorcing on the finale, and it was almost like they were like cut the cameras and the wives just went in to talk to her. The husbands went in to talk to him. And literally on that finale, they were just like, we're going to try. And the next season they were back together. So, yeah, they used to argue. And he kind of, he remind me, he's not as bad as Eugene, but he kind of petty too. Cause he'd be like, well, but I mean, that's how, to me, husbands and wives, I like to be able to kiki and talk about like, well, we already know what's about to go down, that type of thing. So, have that trusted ear.
I would love to see that between the two of y'all, because to me, both of y'all are funny, hilarious. I think
Anthony's more.
I do want to say this. I wanted to tell you this, and I've never told you before. It's almost as if like when you're around Anthony, it's like you just you scale it down just a little bit, just a little bit. You scale it down. It's like you let him be the funny one. When we all know, Michelle, you funny as hell.
Well, I think part of it too is I think it depends like on the audience. The audience. So if we're around, it really depends. I think it depends on who around. But I do sometimes be like, okay. And then sometimes he because he can toe the goofy line. And so I have to like reel him back in and then get
You're doing too much, babe. You're doing too much.
Right. Oh my gosh. But seem like he's more serious around y'all. Cause I think
really?
I feel like he is. I feel like he is. Yeah.
Does he feel like he's being judged? Oh, I'm sorry. We're not here to talk
about
we
sidebar. He has to edit this part. I don't know if he would get this far in the live anyway. But anyway, what else? Oh, Dr. Daddy said that he's not really like, when they have these trips and they trying to, do counseling and stuff, it's not his thing, but he realizes that he leaves better. So he appreciates it. Heavenly said that we kind of talked about it already, but Dr. Kimba and I can say both doctors and Alicia, she actually appreciated them or whatever, because they are more aligned than people would think. Mm-hmm. She just more quiet with it, surprisingly. So the ladies, they all head back home or whatever. Oh, they also danced the night away. I'm just like, when she said they're gonna dance, I thought they were gonna go somewhere and dance, but they just did a Soul Train line in the backyard. So anyway, and not a good one.
Speaking of, what did Simone have on? I was like, what? Who?
That's one when you were talking about you've never seen her look good. Not that Simone doesn't look, because I've seen her, but it's just her style. Her style is very interesting because it was very boxy and giving 80s shoulder pads. I don't know. And it seems like these may be actually like, I don't want to say custom, but like
couture.
We'll give her that. Couture. We'll give her that. But that ain't what I was gonna say. Okay. But like she chose those, not like I had a stylist choose those for me. Like her style is the same though. You can tell. Okay, that's anyway. So Phaedra, and I don't know why she's there, but Phaedra, Dr. Henry, what, Jackie?
You won't let go. I don't know why Phaedra's there. Why?
They're planning the Met Gala, and
she got money, and she's part of the cast. Let it be.
Okay, thank you. That's it. She can contribute the highest amount. Okay, that makes sense. So they're planning and talking about this Met Gala or whatever, and they're kind of going back between their scene and Toya and Eugene going to Cecil and Simone's house. So very inappropriate. But as they're driving up, Eugene was like, "Watch out, with that dress." He was like, "You don't have no drawers on," or something like that. She was like, "No, that's fine. They're in the car. Yes, the mics are on, but that's fine." Why would you go in somebody's house and tell them you ain't? Eugene just asked me if I had drawers on. I was like, no. And I'm like, huh? But that's totally Toya. Totally her. So anyway, Toya starts complaining about, she said she feels unappreciated because she's called the wine people that she works with and she's gonna get 3 cases of wine to bring to this event. Now, I would assume, I don't know much about the wine business or anything like that, but if it's a charity event, I'm sure they probably would donate it, number one. Even if it's not a charity event, I would think she gets a discount for being part of them. But that aside, let's say she's paying full price. So she's complaining because on top of that, she has to pay $1,000 to help support this event. I'll start with your thoughts, just in general.
She wrong for that. So and let me tell you why. it costs to have that venue. It costs to have the decorations. It costs for the invitations. It costs for. I'm certain that they had some music, right? It
Yeah.
costs for all of that. And you want to bring some wine and think it's okay?
Yes. And okay, now we don't know all the background, but the fact that Dr. Simone was standing 10 toes down lets me know that, furthermore, that she's wrong. So the way I understood it is that all the ladies had agreed. I guess they agreed, okay, we're going to have this event and we're going to split the cost. So if you're going to be kind of a sponsor, if you want your logo or somebody else's logo, whatever you want on there, for each logo, I'm assuming it's $1,000. So anytime you have any type of event where there's sponsors, if they're paying for an ad, if they're paying for to be on your program or to be on a tape, whatever, they're paying for that. And it's actually cheap advertising, because if you're advertising on TV or I don't know what social
thousands
media
of dollars.
Yeah. So this is like kind of, good advertising for her business. And the part that made
Exactly. The ladies all said it. This was all for you. Yes,
Yeah.
you paid $1,400, but you knew that it was going to be on this show, and everybody there saw you give it.
Yeah.
So this is all about you. This
It's
has
all about
nothing to do
you.
with us or this.
Yeah. And it's just like, and the thing that makes me even more mad is her Eugene claimed to be so rich, like she's getting all these $1 million houses. I got this bag. And do you remember that season where they had a I don't know if you would watch this season, but they had to go to I think it was a bunny, but they went to somebody's house, and her theme was your entire outfit has to be under $500. And Toya was just like, oh my gosh, it's gonna be so hard to come dressed under $500. So if that's your standard of living, where your whole outfit is always over $500, there should be a drop in the bucket. It's like, it's given very
But that's why she couldn't afford it, because she bought that purse for $10,000.
Right. But it's given very poor. So to me, like, for her to display and talk like she's rich, it's given very poor. To when I say argue and complain about $1,000, because Phaedra is giving what I would think, like, if you actually got money, this not even coming up, because, well, yeah, even if I don't feel like it's right or whatever, I know this is what we talked about. This is agree with here, $1,000, whatever.
I was so upset with Eugene. At first, I thought Eugene
brought out a whole calculator. I'm like,
I thought he was trying to like help Simone, talk some sense into her, until I was just like, dude, what the hell? Do you hear what you're saying?
Oh my gosh, it's giving very broke, y'all. It's giving very broke. So anyway, and like Simone said, not everybody drinks wine, and it doesn't sound like that was the agreed upon thing. So it was, you put your logo on, you pay $1,000. And she decided herself that, well, instead of $1,000, what I'll do is buy this wine and bring it to the event and promote it myself instead of giving you the cash money. So now we gotta, and anyway, they were really trying to rationalize. It's like, guys, so oh, go ahead.
And I know you're about to get there. So I'm of two minds. Two minds when it comes to Heavenly.
Okay.
I was happy Heavenly called her out, but at the same time, Heavenly was wrong.
I agree as well. So I think Dr. and we can talk about it, because I mean, at the party they didn't really do too much. But so what I noticed was Dr. Jackie gave her boring comments, and then Dr. Heavenly Dr. Heavenly got up to thank the sponsors. Most events like that, they do verbally thank the sponsors. So she thanks Dr. Jackie, and then she said, beautiful Simone. Toya decides that she wants to say it's actually Dr. Simone Whitmore out of the audience. Now that was rude, Dr. Eugene. So that was rude. And I feel like that's what triggered Heavenly. I don't know if Heavenly would have said anything if Toya hadn't said that. I feel
probably not. Probably
and
not.
So she was just like, where is Toya? Because she probably heard her. She was like, I ain't gonna lie, y'all, Toya did not pay. She did not pay the sponsor. And I don't know if this was the actual audience or
You
sound.
talking about the booze? No. They added that. They added
Okay,
that
I was like,
because you couldn't hear
ooh.
no. Nobody's lips were moving. It was
I
kind of
know.
like,
I was just like,
mm,
not they like
mm,
hushed the crowd and whatever,
mm.
but I loved it. And it was rude. It was not right. Both of them were rude. So I would give that to both of them. But Dr. Eugene, you can't be mad because you could have just paid $1,000 and it would not have been a thing. And not only did she not pay the money, she brought her own step and repeat, took all the glasses from the bar for her wine, had her own setup. Because remember, she said, y'all out of glasses because everybody drinking my wine. And I'm like,
Yeah.
so when they accounted for everything, when they're planning for this event, they know what's at the bar. They know how many glasses they need. They didn't account for your 3 cases of bring your own glasses if you
And
gonna.
look, so in a previous life, I did a lot of events,
Mhm.
events where alcohol was included, right? And typically, they don't allow outside vendors to bring in alcohol. So how the hell did she get away with that? Like, I don't understand it.
I don't understand. And I don't know if they didn't want because the lady told her that's another thing that's rude. If somebody asks you, you already know you being petty, bring your sign. But if somebody asks you to bring your sign, put your sign down and you put it back up, at this point you being disrespectful. But anyway, and then gonna go over and be like, everybody loved my wine and all that kind of stuff. Oh my gosh. And she was
She was
like,
looking for attention. She wanted the fight. She
yeah.
wanted the fight.
And I told you earlier in the season, but the fact that her trip went well is because she behaved. Because it's either her acting up or Dr. Heavenly acted up. And they're both on their best behavior. But typically it's Toya like kicking it off, like what I've noticed. And then she gonna complain, talking about not y'all went to my event, y'all went to these wineries for free, y'all did all that for free. It's just like you invited them. And
Yeah, you
if
did.
you wanted them to pay, you should have asked them to pay. Like,
You
don't
did.
give people something for free. And did she really pay? I thought Bravo paid, but I don't
And
know.
and you know what she should have done, or at least what I would have done. Hey,
Mhm.
y'all, I paid for this event. I didn't account for this. I didn't know that this was coming. I'm in support of this 100%. I'll give you the $1,000 a little later, probably about a month later. But in lieu of that, I'll do this. I think every one of those ladies would have been like, I understand. It's cool.
Yeah, most of them. But the fact that you got, like, to me, I mean, if you don't have it, and if I think they must be really, I ain't gonna say struggling, but they ain't doing as well as, to me, if you gonna argue somebody down and complain for a couple of days, and I don't know how long it was, but for days about $1,000, and you supposedly like buying $1 million houses and stuff like that. But yeah, it remind me of it's really Toya's mentality. She has a what do they call it, hood rich mentality, where if you got
Nouveau
to
riche.
see that I'm rich, but when I can actually show it like behind the scenes, I'm not really. Not really.
She's a nouveau riche.
Yes, that. So anyway, they let me see what else happened. Anila made an
Yeah.
appearance
You
literally
did not
just
like
to shade
Anila,
Quad.
did you?
I can't remember if I liked her or not, but to me, her only point, and maybe it was the producers, but her only point really was to shade Quad because, like, she got on the phone and was like, I can't believe that I was friends with Quad. And then her next scene, she was like, I told Greg, I can't believe I was friends with your ex. And it's just like, is that all you came for? Like, you get one airing on the season and this is what you do? But I
She's
don't know
trying to
what.
get back on the show.
Yeah, she is trying to get back on the show, but I don't know if that's it. Because if Quad not there, who you gonna hate on? But yeah. But the event did look beautiful. The ladies look beautiful for the most part. Curtis was back in the DR. She talking about making
He
some
bringing
money
the
or
money
something.
back to mama.
No, he ain't. Okay. And if he is, he also giving money to mama over there. I could trust Curtis. Oh my gosh. I can't believe, well, and they may have an understanding. I don't know. But because to me, well, I'm trying to think. But it seems like they do sometimes show like what the husbands are doing. And he back and forth in the DR every other week. But she never said what he was actually doing, did she?
Not that I recall.
Yeah,
Doesn't
I
say
don't
she didn't.
recall either.
Yeah. If
And
you
it
if
doesn't
you don't
sound
remember, then I'll trust that. I
okay.
don't remember that.
And it's like, to me, she said he's making money, so it's not like he's there doing like missionary work or nothing or helping kids.
Unlike Cecil.
Yeah. So. So yeah, let me see what else happened. Oh, Quad came. It was very uneventful, but she looked pretty. Now, however, I thought her dress looked beautiful. She came in with some random man. I don't know who he was. So did Phaedra, because I don't know. You saw some cardiologist doctor, but that was just to get her through the door. We haven't heard. Remember,
Okay,
he was like,
so
that was
look,
him.
so Dr. Heavenly said on her live,
Uh-huh.
and when she went on Watch What's Happening Live or whatever it's called,
Uh-huh.
she said twice that she really did have a man. They broke up, and at one event he was supposed to be there for, but he got called away at the last minute. So I'm just telling you what she said.
Okay. Well, I believe Dr. Heavenly. She usually tell the truth. But did Phaedra tell her that? Or did
No, they all met him. They all met him.
Oh, okay.
It was just they didn't show it.
Okay. She might have hired him just like she did that butler. Remember she had that butler? Anyway.
I don't remember that. I don't remember.
So as soon as Quad comes, Toya was like, well, it's time for me to leave. So she leaves. Bye, Toya. Bye. Take your step and repeat and go. And then Dr. Jackie was like, who invited Quad? I assumed it was a fundraiser. So I thought people bought tickets, but maybe it was just an invite thing. I don't know.
No clue.
Yeah.
No clue.
But anyway, I think this is really literally for the cameras because she spent way too much time with Greg and Sweet Tea, but she hugged Sweet Tea. And I mean, it was general nice interaction. And she was like, where's your husband, girl? I want to just say hey or whatever. She brought him over. She said, hey. Now I thought this was a bit much. She was like, can I hug your neck? No, don't hug his neck. But I mean, it was fine. He allowed her to hug his neck. They checked in. It was very weird. And he said it was weird and confusing. And he looked weird and confused too in that whole interaction.
It was like, why do you want to do this? Number one, why are you here? Number two, why are you talking to my current wife?
Why are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
especially if he did all the things that you said he did.
Yeah. And she claims she healed so she can, interact with him and do all that kind of stuff. And I'm a quiet person. I do like quiet, but to me, I feel like the producers were like, well, we need to see you. Because she was literally in and out. She was like, well, I got to go to this other event. And she came super late because it seemed like Dr. Heavenly had basically everybody was gone. And so, I don't know. It just seemed like a overly produced scene because it was unnecessary. I don't know. But anyway, she talked to Simone and Simone was like, look, if you really want to talk to me, you've had from Napa to now to call me and you haven't reached out. And I don't know if she wants to be friends with them or not, but yeah, I don't know. But I do think that Quad.
You want that check?
She wants the check. And people like to see her on the show. Because I do think she would have brought more to the show than Phaedra did this season for sure. But I thought they were going to do some more stuff, but Dr. Jackie left and that was it. I was like, oh, I thought maybe it's just Real Housewives where they put oh, this is what's going on now.
It's just Housewives.
Oh, okay. Because I was just like,
it's not. Yeah, Married to Medicine is its own thing. I mean, because Los Angeles no longer exists. So I mean,
yeah. But anyway, it really the show, the finale kind of blip. It was just kind of fell flat.
But we shall see with this reunion 3-part.
The reunion looks good.
Dr. G look a fool.
Huh?
Dr. G looking a fool. Some of his comments, I'm hoping it was edited because some of his comments are kind of like, dude, I mean, do you hear what you're saying?
I know. We'll see. And Eugene, you can keep your PP in your pants. Toya already
Andy wants to see it.
He does. Toya already told. Well, okay. Did Toya say it was little, or she said that it doesn't get any bigger?
Yeah, she expected it to get bigger once they got married. By the way, who thinks that?
I'm like, Toya, I know you done had plenty before you got married. I don't know. Yeah, like, oh, we go across the aisle and all of a sudden it's bigger. I don't know. I don't know what she was thinking. I don't know.
That marriage penis is bigger than the
Right. At the altar, the Lord gives an extra portion.
He blesses you.
Oh God! But I mean, she was wrong for saying that because they're not gonna let that go. And for the fact that he is still there after that too, like Eugene, bless his heart, he has to deal with a lot. But I guess we'll be back for the next 3 weeks at least for these reunions that are coming up.
Yes.
Hopefully they're as good as they look. But yeah, that was Married to Medicine.
And next we have Potomac coming up, and we'll be back in
probably I don't know, 5 minutes or so. Like because I don't need much time. But yeah, definitely like, comment, subscribe, comment, and let us know what y'all thought about this finale. If y'all agree with us, rate it 1 to 10.
Until next time.